What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tamara Recipe. So today we're gonna be making some Jamaican brown stew snapper fish. So if that's something that you are interested, stick around to the end. So I have my nicely washed seasoned fish. So I'm gonna leave all the ingredients in the description box that I use to season my fish. So now, guys, I am going to add some oil. Now bear in mind, guys, that I will not deep fry my fish or use excessive amount of oil, but you can go ahead and use amount of oil to your preference. I'll be adding some garlic cloves just for it to burn and get some fragrance, or kind of toast up and get that nice fragrance, because fish can be raw, so the garlic will give the oil some flavor. So when the oil is relatively hot, guys, remember you can't put the fish in a cold oil. Then I'm gonna go ahead and place my fish in the pot. Alright, so because it's just 3 fish, so I'm gonna fry all of them at once since my pot is big enough. So guys, if you're trying to flip the fish and you realize that it stick to the pot, just leave it, guys, until it's ready to turn. Alright, so if you try to flip it and it's stuck to the pot, that means it's not ready to turn. Alright, so you can always use 2 utensils, but I did not. Alright, so I forgot to mention that I created some slits into the fish so I can add some seasoning inside of the slits. I also add seasoning inside of the head of the fish, and you want to season your fish very nice. Alright, guys, so make sure your fish is nicely fried on both sides, and you could have removed your garlic pieces, but I didn't see the need to, so I left mine. So guys, at this point I'm gonna allow my oil to cool down a bit. Then I'm gonna remove my burnt garlic pieces. So if you had used a lot of oil, then you'd have to remove most of that oil before you use it to cook down your fish, or if you like, you could just use a different pot. This oil has all the flavor from the fish, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Alright, so I'm gonna add scallion, onion, lots of garlic, scotch bonnet pepper, sweet pepper, pimento seed, tomato, and thyme. Now guys, you can always add your favorite fresh seasonings to the pot at this point. Now remember, fish raw, so you have to add enough garlic and pepper to the pot. Alright, so I added enough pepper to my liking, so remember to do that as well. Now you want to saute your seasonings so that all of those flavors can go together, and also you want your tomatoes to release their nice juice. Alright, so after sauteing for about 2 minutes, I am going to add some water. Now I went ahead and add about 2 cups of water, or maybe about 1 1/4 thereabout. I did not measure, guys, I'm just eyeballing. Alright, so if you like, you can always add tomato ketchup, so I went ahead and added ketchup to my liking. I'm gonna add some fish and meat sauce, about a teaspoon of fish and meat sauce. And you want to, at this point, guys, you want to give your sauce as much flavor as you can. I'm gonna add a little brownie, because as the name says, brown stew, but you don't want your fish to be black, so just add like a little bit of browning, maybe like a 1/8 teaspoon. Alright, So when it comes up to a boil, I'm gonna taste to ensure that it has enough flavor. All right. So I added some more all-purpose seasoning, a pinch of salt, and I'm gonna add some black pepper. And I love to add some white vinegar to my sauce. So I'm gonna add some white vinegar to it. I added onion powder and garlic powder as well. So all the seasonings that I use to season the fish, that's what I'm adding to the gravy. But as I said, ensure that you taste yours, and if you see the need to add them, then go ahead. Alright, because everybody taste bud is different. So as I said, I like to add white vinegar. Now if you have apple cider vinegar, you can always add it too. Some people love to add lemon juice in theirs. I don't like the lemon. I like the white vinegar. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, just a little bit of sugar, sorry, just to balance the acidity from the tomato, fresh tomato, and the ketchup and the white vinegar. All right. Now guys, after I am finished adding all those ingredients and I let it come up to a rapid boil, I'm gonna add my fish. Alright, so remember, always taste your gravy, make sure say it reaches your desire, and then you go ahead and place your fish in. Now after add the fish, I like to put some of that nice fresh seasoning all over the fish and the gravy, because you know you want your fish full of flavor. Alright guys, so go ahead guys and follow these steps to ensure that you have some delicious brown stew fish. Alright, so if you say add any other ingredient that you wish to add it, then go ahead. Alright guys, and do your thing. Alright, your kitchen, your rules. So guys, after basting the fish, you want to cover your pot and let it simmer down nicely. However, remember that fish will absorb the sauce in the pot, so you don't want to let it dry out too much unless you're gonna share right away. Alright, so this amount of gravy is good enough for me, since you know the fish gonna suck up, some of that gravy. So I'm gonna put out the flame, and I'm gonna have some fish to eat. Now guys, if you enjoy the recipe, please give it a thumbs up, and please share the video, tell others about Tamara recipes. And thank you so much for watching, and go and make up on yourself guys.